Before we even talk about her getting fired, before the blanket meltdown, before the $220 million in Look at Me ads, before the 2 luxury jets and the 3rd one with the queen-size bed, and way before her boyfriend was basically running the whole damn Department of Homeland Security, I need you to see what went down just days before Trump yanked the rug out from under her. Jamie Raskin walked into that hearing room and did what nobody else had the balls to do. He didn't just ask tough questions. He laid out every single scandal, every single screw-up, every single shady move, one by one, slow and deliberate, right to her face. And Kristi Noem? She just sat there with that frozen Botox stare, mouth half open, not a single word of defense. Dead. Silence. Watch this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. We're fighting for American citizens, Madam Secretary.
Today
because your ICE agents shot them in the face and killed them, and each person you see up on this dais today represents 800,000 American citizens. And you should know that as a former member of Congress. Now, her brother said that Renee Good was someone who could make you believe things were going to be okay despite all the hardship because she chose optimism. Alex Preddy was a Boy Scout, a choir member, an outdoorsman from Green Bay who lavished attention on his beloved dog, Jewel. His sister called her brother someone who had a way of lighting up every room that he walked into. But only a few hours after they were gunned down by your agents, you called Renee a domestic terrorist. You said Alex committed an act of domestic terrorism. Alex's parents responded to your calling their son a domestic terrorist. They said the sickening lies told about our son by the administration are reprehensible and disgusting. And I want to give you a chance before the entire country to correct your false and defamatory claim. Based on what you know today, Madam Secretary, were Renee Good and Alex Preddy domestic terrorists?
Congressman, what happened in Minnesota in those 2 incidents was an absolute tragedy.
Were they domestic terrorists, as you said to the country?
My condolences to their families, because I know that their lives will never be the same after that happened.
Is that an apology for what you said?
We, in those incidents, offer as much information as we can from officers and agents on the ground in a chaotic scene that gets...
I'll repeat my question, reclaiming my time. Based on what you know today, Madam Secretary, based on what you know today, were Renee Good and Alex Preddy domestic terrorists?
As you know, there's ongoing investigations that are being led by the FBI.
But you didn't wait for the investigation, did you? You didn't wait for the evidence. You proclaimed that they were domestic terrorists at the time. Why did you do that?
And you didn't wait to attack our law enforcement.
Why did you do that?
We're going into a dangerous situation.
Why did you call them domestic terrorists?
Because our ICE officers and our HSI officers that day risked their lives to protect that scene. So evidence could be reclaimed. So it could be used in the investigation. Because those violent rioters that were there...
So you're proud of the fact that you called them domestic terrorists? Is that what you're telling America?
HSI officers put their lives on the line to protect that scene, so evidence so we could have...
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. But you told a lie about them. You said that they were domestic terrorists. Do you regret that?
I offer my condolences to those families. And again,
based on what you know today, were Renee Good and Alex Preddy domestic terrorists?
There's ongoing investigations, and so I
So you still don't know? You think that's an open question?
I would think you would want there to still be investigations going into these situations.
Well, you stated the conclusion 2 hours after they were killed that they were domestic terrorists. I wanted to give you an opportunity to correct the record, not just for their family, but for everybody in America who believes in the truth and fairness and honesty.
In every situation, as facts come out, we relay...
You know, your acting ICE director, Todd Lyons, came before Congress. He said he had no knowledge whatsoever that Alex Preddy and Renee Good were domestic terrorists. None. This is your guy. He said that. He admitted that that was wrong. Why won't you admit it?
I'll tell you the investigation's still ongoing, and we'll...
So do you regret speaking before the investigation?
I would say that in those situations...
You regret that?
...chaotic scene on the ground, we relay information to the American people that they're asking for. And as the things change, situations change...
People were asking you whether they were domestic terrorists? And you decided that they were before the investigation?
As we learn more, we...
You don't want to say anything to their families?
I did. I said, condolences.
For what? How about an
hurt.
apology for what you said about their loved ones?
My heart is with them, and we will continue to stand with them as they get a complete investigation into these situations.
All right. Well, let me ask you some questions of law if you can't handle the facts. Very simple questions of law, not trick questions. Is it lawful for federal agents to shoot and kill a person for engaging in peaceful protest and nothing else? That's a yes or no question.
Each instance is in peaceful protest. No, it's not.
Okay,
But
good.
I would say,
Is it lawful for federal agents to shoot and kill a person for filming them on a public street? Yes or no?
no.
Okay. Is it lawful for federal agents to shoot and kill a person just because that person is lawfully carrying a holstered firearm under the Second Amendment in state law?
No.
And finally, yes or no, is it lawful for federal agents to shoot an innocent person or even a criminal suspect just for driving away from them, according to the Supreme Court?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you got the law right, and I hope you would rethink what you said about two good, honest, faithful American citizens and what that means to their families when you say that as Secretary of Homeland Security. And your ICE guy has already retracted that, and you should retract it too. I yield back to you, Mr. Chair.
She had zero comeback, man. Not a single word. Everything Jamie Raskin just dropped is 100% documented and true. This lady blew $220 million of your tax dollars on TV ads starring herself. Not border security, not protecting Americans, nah. Straight up campaign-style spots of Kristi Noem riding a horse at Mount Rushmore like she's auditioning for a freaking Hallmark Christmas movie. All while the government was shut down, hurricanes wrecked people's homes, and families were still waiting on FEMA checks to rebuild their lives. And then the jets. Bro, she didn't buy one luxury jet with your money. She bought two, and was already leasing a third one that had a queen-size bed in the back like it was Air Force One for influencers. When she got busted, she looked Congress dead in the eye and said, "Oh, it's for deportations." A $70 million $737 with a full bar and 4 flat-screen TVs for deportations. Sure, Jan. Then her boyfriend Corey Lewandowski, yeah, that guy, flipped out and fired the pilot mid-flight because Noem's special little blanket got left on the other plane. A blanket. Pilots in the cockpit, planes in the air, and dude gets canned over a damn throw. They had to rehire him 5 minutes later because nobody else could fly them home. You literally cannot make this shit up. But that was just round one. Raskin came back swinging even harder. He lays out how 2 American citizens, Renee Good and Alex Pretty, got shot and killed by ICE agents. Renee was the kind of person who made you believe everything was going to be all right no matter how rough life got. Alex was a Boy Scout, choir kid, the guy who lit up every room he walked into. Within hours, before any investigation, before any evidence, Kristi Noem went on national TV and called them domestic terrorists. Their own parents said her statement was sickening, reprehensible, and straight up disgusting. Raskin gives her the perfect opening in front of the whole country. Look those families in the eye and say you were wrong? She couldn't do it. Her own ICE director already admitted it was wrong and walked it back publicly. But Kristi Noem? She just sat there, hid behind ongoing investigation, the same one she didn't wait for before trashing their dead kids, and offered nothing but a cold condolences. Not, "I'm sorry." Not, "I was wrong." Just condolences for the lie she told about their children. This is the woman who was running the Department of Homeland Security, the agency we built after 9/11 to protect American lives, and she couldn't even protect the reputations of 2 Americans her own agents killed. She labeled them terrorists, then ducked behind paperwork when it was time to own it. And now, she's fired. Not because of Renee, not because of Alex, not because of the jets, the blanket, or her boyfriend basically running the department. She got canned because she embarrassed Donald Trump on television. That's the only sin this administration actually punishes, and that should piss off every single one of us. Those 2 families are still waiting for a real apology, and Kristi Noem will never give it.